Hi there, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Capricorn, if you don't know your Moon and Rising sign, check out a link in the description box to alwaysastrology.com. There you can learn what your Moon and Rising sign is, and that way if for any reason this doesn't resonate with you this week, you can always check out those readings for the week. And hopefully those help. That being said, I do hope that this resonates with you and you find something healing and helpful about it. So Capricorn, this is a general reading for the week of May 23rd to May 29th. And I'll be using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for the central spread. It's a 5-card spread this week. And I'll be drawing additional cards from both the Medicine card tarot and the Healing with the Angels tarot at the end of this spread. So whatever's most prominent in your life this week, it's travel, health, business, etc. I encourage you to apply these messages that you find here today. And like I said, I do hope that they resonate and that you do find them helpful. So Capricorn, I wish for you all success, joy, and wellness. I invoke spirits of love, light, and beauty. I call upon archangels Michael, Gabriel, Metatron, and Uriel to guide this reading in peace, clarity, protection, and wisdom. I ask that Mother Gaia please bless this reading for Capricorn. So if you're not familiar with why I do what I do, or my book, or the cards that I'm using, you can find links to those in the description box as well, Capricorn, and hopefully get a better feel for why I began uploading these videos for my dear zodiac signs. All right, so far in your central position, you have the card Unfinished Symphony. This basically just means, like I said, on a general level, again, whatever's most prominent in your life, definitely apply these messages. We're looking at issues of the arts or something that you put intentional personality into, even if it's work, something that you consider artistic. And it's saying that there could be something outstanding, some final editing, something lost about it, something that needs to be completed, etc., that you need to figure out this week, or that is going to be on your mind prominently this week, Capricorn. I'll show you the cards up close in just one moment each, and you'll see that there is music notes, piano, she's got violin, she's dressed as a jester. So when I say the arts, I mean the mechanical arts, the musical arts, singing, acting, DIY, like anything do it yourself, anything that you pour your heart and soul into, like I said, that your personality is in, even if it's mechanics, even if it's IT, something that you consider artistic, that still needs a little bit of fine-tuning or needs some polishing here. Certainly if this is about changing spaces of any sort, if this is a physical space, that is, if this is moving or decorating, clothing, hair, adorning the self, so to speak, it looks like there's some outstanding items here as well. So something that needs to be fixed up, edited, and polished. And in your most recent energy, the most recent history, what you're just coming out of for the week is the card New Life. And you might have been stymied by something just recently that you weren't able to take care of this with. But the Unfinished Symphony is something that is left over from something, for whatever reason, just recently you weren't able to complete, edit, polish, etc. So it's still outstanding. It doesn't look like it's going to be life or death here, but it does look like it's going to be ongoing. Unless it is a health issue, this is something that you could be meeting again and again. So if that's the case, perhaps a second opinion or a third opinion is appropriate here. You are going to be, this is in the conscious position or outside influence position, the Round and Round card. So this is also a karmic card. This is large scale behavior and realization, actualization. And like I said, I'll just go back to the New Life card for just a moment. New life is something that was provided to you that you genuinely needed at the time. New energy, a new way of thinking, a new way of doing, etc. I'll show you up close in just a moment that this fairy is literally breaking out of an egg, which is a fertility symbol. So something had to break open for you to feel this way, to have a new, say, perspective, okay? But this is a benefit or a bonus to you at this time. However, like I said, it did take up some time, energy, or space where you weren't able to complete something that you had begun originally, and this is the week to get back at that. I don't see a huge need for a rush here. There's not a lot of action cards. So if there is something that's unfinished in some way or something that's outstanding, I don't see a big concern around it or a big urge, you know, it's all going to fall apart if you don't get to it. That's not what's going on. This just might be what's on your mind mostly this week. And then in the internal or subconscious position, we have by the book. This is something that makes you feel, or that you're bringing to the table and you feel rather strict about. If it does have to do directly with the round and round, which, like I said, is a karmic card, something's going to grow and expand. It could be, if this is a health or business issue, for example, that whoever's giving you good advice, whoever's giving you expert advice or information, is something that you're going to want to capitalize on, okay, Capricorn? And then in your probable outcome card, you have the beautiful observer card. This is a golden card. It also has the beautiful fox in it and the moon. And it just means that there's going to be need for balance here between the unfinished symphony, which is a general sense, feeling, condition, mind frame, etc., that it's unsettled, okay? There's an unsettled here. And the observer is asking you here for your probable outcome to say, it's important to create peace. It's important to be able to look at the situation or the concept, idea, or even project from an objective versus subjective position here. It will behoove you, in fact, to do this. It could even include taking some rest. We'll see if there are identifying cards here around rest. But for the time being, when I say a golden card, I mean that this brings with it a golden opportunity, and it's also a very peaceful card, and it has to do with looking at the situation from afar, from a different perspective. Certainly, if you don't have the rush cards here or action cards here, it looks like perhaps maybe this involves some more thought. Okay, so let's look at these up close one by one for just a moment each. Like I said, the unfinished symphony, hopefully you can see there the piano in the background, all the music notes, the bird with the jester holding the violin. On the egg, you actually have two fertility symbols here, both in the new life and the unfinished symphony cards. Something was a second chance for you this week, or you're just coming into what feels like a second chance, which is marvelous. But here you feel like you're looking at it, and like I said, the observer here, you are looking at this second chance through a different lens. Okay, you're going to treat this now like a golden opportunity. And congratulations, it looks like this has been perhaps going on a little bit too long and causing some unnecessary upset. So I think that you're looking at things more clearly, perhaps. Perhaps you've already gotten a second or third opinion, or you've gotten that expert advice or product or whatever that is, in order to carry you into something where you can now sort of ponder how to tie these loose ends or edit or polish or what have you. But like I said, there's no real urgency here. It's just that what is going on is rather strict, and it does involve a karmic or long-lasting or actualization process. I can't help but think of health here. If this is a health issue, this could be something that you need to be really strict about for your own health, okay? In the just recent past here, we have the new life card, and you can see this beautiful fairy just taking her first stretches out of after coming out of the egg. Like I said, it had to break open for her to feel like she was free, which ultimately means that even though we didn't see it coming, even though we didn't want it to happen, or we didn't think we had it in us to handle it, etc., it looks like whatever did happen, you were able to pull out of shiny and new, and you're a better person for it. You're in a better position for it. It's just that because it's new and you're just starting out, there could be a little bit of fragility here. There could be, again, whatever most prominent issue is for you this week, whatever that is, and whatever needs that polish, does include some fragility because of the newness here. So I'm going to caution and advise a great deal of kindness, self-kindness, and a lot of gentleness is what I meant to say. Gentleness. There's a big call here for gentleness for the self this week. I think you've been through something on some level a little upsetting, and like I said, you've come out the other side. I think everything is going to be okay. But it is a large-scale issue for you. Let's look at round and round. This is the external or conscious influence. This is something you're aware of. As you can see, this is the Fibonacci sequence. Whatever was small, planted small, grows into something large. So whether it's good or bad, right or wrong, etc., it's going to take on a life of its own. It's going to expand. So beware here of how you practice this polish or the summing up or the editing or the tying up the loose strings, so to speak, because I think that they will be held in place from here on out. And the reason I say this is because in the internal or subconscious position here, you are subconsciously aware or acting out from a space of being strict. You're being strict about something. You're aware that if this isn't by the book, and it's not a bad thing. Listen, some things in life need a little bit of strictness, okay? Particularly if it's about building something, if it's a science, if it's health, if it's a project, if it's a building, if etc., right? Numbers and facts are really important, and I think you're drawing upon these sort of intuitively. And like I said, going back quickly to the expert advice or expert opinions here, if you're not already in receipt of expert advice or a second or third opinion about something that you do feel fragile about, that you do feel taking on a life of its own, I think it will behoove you this week as well not to be shy about asking for additional advice or input, my dear Capricorn. But ultimately, even if those things have been settled, you are being strict with yourself, I think for the right reasons. I think you know that this is a large-scale thing and you can't muck about anymore. So with your probable outcome card, we have the Observer. Like I said, I just love these golden cards. The golden cards in this deck usually have cute little critters in them. This has just a beautiful little fox. And like I said, the fox is looking at the moon. The perspective has changed. This is all about perspective, and this is about golden opportunities. And it could be your week, Capricorn, to take a look at, like I said, objectively versus subjectively. Take time to do that this week in order to gain a different perspective on what is happening. It could help calm the waters. It could help bring some peace. It could even help in creating new and different options for yourself, okay? But certainly this is, like I said, the new perspective bringing a golden opportunity to feel and receive and to be aware is really a beautiful place to come from because it feels like something fresh, right? If you have a new perspective on something, you're automatically looking at the world through fresh eyes, and it can change everything. Just like that, things can change with a new perspective. I think you are hyper aware of having to do something here that you may feel under pressure about. If that's the case, hopefully we'll have some concluding cards here to speak to that. But if you feel under pressure at all this week, Capricorn, I think this is another beautiful opportunity for you to remember that there is, you are experiencing some element of fragility. So to please be kind to yourself and please be gentle. There's actually no way to even rush this, even if you wanted to, tie up your loose strings, get to this point, blah, 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 I'm sick of doing this, I don't want to look at it anymore, etc. It wouldn't even matter, even if you could, because on a karmic level, it has to go in a certain sequence. It has to follow, right? It has to go in an order. And perhaps, like I said, this is a subconscious card. I think you might already be aware of this, but if there's any indication or any pull, or you're romanticizing the thought of, pushing this or rushing this somehow, or you're getting angry with yourself, I'm going to ask that you are extra gentle with yourself and that you sort of take a couple of deep breaths and just breathe, because this does have to go in a certain order. It almost has its own life, and you have to take these steps one by one. So try not to rush it and be gentle with yourself. So so we have an additional card here, sorry. We have the mouse. The mouse's keyword is scrutiny. So I'm seeing a lot of similarities here between the scrutiny card and the by the book. Again, we have sort of order, discipline, expertise, expert advice, law and order, if you will, being strict about something, and then scrutiny. So it could be that you're getting to the bottom of something that you feel could lead to the completion here of this unfinished symphony. However, what I'm going to talk about briefly here is that we have, both scrutiny and objectivity, the observer, the different lens. These are at odds together this week. So I think your homework, if you will, this week, Capricorn, could be to leave room for both. I'm not saying one's better than the other. Certainly balance and everything is the way to go. But if you're feeling that you're over scrutinizing, like the little mouse is so close up to everything, sometimes it's difficult, nearly impossible to get a bird's eye view, for example, or to look at the whole, to look at the grand scheme, etc. If you're too close to something and feeling frazzled by it, it could be that this is required here more than ever, especially if you're starting out the week under an intense scrutiny of your own, or if you're creating the intense scrutiny, or if you're under intense scrutiny. I think what's going to happen here is that a larger scale perspective is going to be met and preferred, because this will lead to golden opportunities, whereas this could lead to a little bit of a hamster wheel. You could be so close to everything for so long where you miss the larger picture. So just create, if you want to become aware of that, just create balance around those two viewpoints. I'm not saying in any way that having scrutiny about issues or concepts, or looking at things in a strict way, or up close or by the book, is a negative or bad thing. That's not it at all. What this is saying, though, because there is some fragility here, to please give equal time to both, and to remember that the golden opportunity, the dream state, the beauty, the relief could be found in the overall, the objective conceptualization of what your current situation is. Okay, so let's get, wow, I haven't seen this in a very long time. We have the Archangel Michael. I am convinced that you have your guardian angels on your side this week. And because of your fragility here, I think that if you haven't, or if you've been feeling lonely, lost, forgotten, or abandoned in any way, Capricorn, please reach out, obviously, to other earth angels. If you know someone in your life who is very loving, considerate, kind, helpful, and peaceful to you, certainly reach out to them. But if you struggle on any level with those types of relationships, or just don't have those relationships in your life for whatever reason, or they're not available to you right now, I would reach out if you're comfortable with this, obviously, to Archangel Michael himself. After the video, perhaps Google Archangel Michael, his story, and how to pray to him. He's just a marvelous soldier of peace, and he loves to help. So if you are at all feeling overwhelmed, and there is a sense of being overwhelmed here, loose ends, feeling a little bit scattered, under the strictness, fragile, needing a different perspective, large scale, karmic relationships, attitudes, ideologies, and behavior, this is calling for a great deal of peace. Okay, if Archangel Michael isn't your guy, check out other archangels online. Like I said, just Google them. Thank God for the internet, because you can learn all about their stories, and there might be an archangel that resonates with you in particular more than the others. But definitely this is a call for spiritual reliance. If you can rely, and if you know what, if angels and a definitive spirituality isn't your thing, certainly reach out to a higher goodness. Okay, the higher goodness for all, a greater energy, a higher power. So I really hope that that was helpful and healing for you, Capricorn, and that it resonated with you for the week. Please like and subscribe if you want weekly readings for your sign. And until the next time, I hope you take very good care of yourself. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.